Hello and welcome or welcome back. This is Gonna Be Debt Free, and one of the ways that I am gonna be debt free is by doing a bi-weekly budget, and the number is associated to the number of the paycheck it is for me for the year for my regular job, although my budget includes income from both my regular job and some side hustles. So to start off with, let's start with income. And my income is at $5,000 a month, which is $2,500 bi-weekly. And then I'm going to do my 4 walls, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for my 4 walls, I do not have a mortgage. I sold my old house, had enough equity to pay off my new house. And I bought a house that had just tons of solar. So I do not have an electric bill. I have a credit standing at the electric company. My water increased last month, so it's now $70 a month, which is $35 bi-weekly. And I don't have sewer or trash. I am on a septic system, and I do not have to pay for trash service, so I just burn my trash. My propane is delivered once a year. It's about $240, so I'm trying to save up for the next time I need that delivery. So I budget $20 a month, which is $10 bi-weekly. My internet just increased to $130 a month, which is $65 bi-weekly. My insurance is $400 a month, which is $200 bi-weekly, and that is for multiple policies, multiple vehicles, all sorts of stuff. And then my cell phone is just under $100 a month, so I budget $50 bi-weekly. And I apologize for the shaking. This is a temporary setup while I'm rearranging some stuff, so I apologize for the shaking. And I will go through my debts, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have paid off my Chase, my American Express credit card, my personal loan, and my Home Depot. And the total of those minimums gets moved into my snowball, which is $1,100 bi-weekly, which is $2,200 a month. So I have a pretty good snowball going. My credit card I'm focusing on right now is my American Express personal loan, which I've rounded up to $1,000 a month, which is $500 bi-weekly. And my truck is rounded up to $600 a month, which is $300 bi-weekly. Then I will list out my expenses, and I will be right back. Okay, so my new budget for groceries is $75 a week, which is $150 bi-weekly, or $300 a month, and that seems to be working out pretty good for me right now. And gas for the car is down to $150 a month, which is $75 bi-weekly. And that's I'm getting by. It's really tight, but so far it's working. For the dog, I budget $30 a month, which is $15 bi-weekly, and that is just enough to cover food and grooming. And then for miscellaneous, it's for a hobby. I've just been doing hobbies I have supplies for right now, so I have not needed to budget for a hobby at this point. So I will list out my summary, and then we'll come back and do some math. Okay, so for my 4 walls, I have $35 plus $10 plus $65 plus $200 plus $50 for the cell phone is $360 bi-weekly. And that's my new normal for my budget. For my debts, I have $500 plus $300 plus $1,100, which is $1,900 which is $3,800 a month, which is what I started at $3,607 a month, and now I'm up to $3,800 a month. My last paycheck, I did have to pill for a little bit just to make my budget all work out, but I'm able to get back to the $1,100 and keep this really focused, which is going to be great for getting my American Express paid down. For my expenses, I have $150 for groceries and $75 for gas and $15 for the dog, which is $240 biweekly. So if I move all this in here, I have $2,500 in income, $360 for my four walls, $240 for my expenses, and $1,900 for my debts. Which means if I have $2,500 minus $360 for my four walls, minus $240 for my expenses, minus $1,900 for my debts, it doesn't leave me anything for an extra snowball, but it does get me to a zero-based budget. And quite honestly, it's really nice because for the last few months, I've had just extra stuff that kept coming up that made me have to do all this funky stuff to my budget, and then I can just have a nice, simple, clean budget is really kind of a huge relief for me. And I have shaved down my numbers quite a bit, and it's tight. I'm not gonna lie, it is tight, but I've done that so that I can maintain my snowball here, so I can keep making progress on my debts, because now I'm paying $1,600 bi-weekly towards my American Express personal loan, which when I just did my debt tracker update last week, that has now dropped below $20,000. So by doing $1,600 bi-weekly, or what is that, $3,200 a month towards my personal loan, my American Express personal loan, that's gonna really start taking some chunks out of it and getting it paid off faster. I don't know if I can get it done by the end of the year. That would be my goal. If I have any way of making that happen, I'm going to, but it'll at least be at the first of the year, barring any huge disasters. I'm gonna keep just trying to stay focused on getting this paid off, and I'm just doing everything I can to preserve my snowball. That's why I keep listing all of these out, because I wanna make sure that, you know, when I started, I was at a negative $850 budget. And somehow I still made it work and was able to just keep chipping away. And even though my income has dropped, if I didn't have these paid off, I'd have to find a way to come up with that money anyway. And so I'm really trying to focus on getting my next debt paid off, because the only reason I have any wiggle room right now, and the reason my last paycheck, I was able to take a few $100s out of here for a vet emergency, is because I've been so focused on preserving this and not going in and recalculating my minimums. Like the minimums that I started with when I started this whole journey are the minimums I've stayed with, because the way the credit card companies get you is as you pay down your debt, they reduce your minimums. So if you keep going in and adjusting your minimums down, well, all you're doing is dragging out the length of time it takes you to pay it off. And that's how they make the money. And I'm sick of paying them all this money. These original debts were over 25%. And, you know, even down to these are at 6%, pretty much 5.99. But still, that's still 6% a year that I am paying out to them that I just don't want to pay out anymore. And quite honestly, having all the debt just really threw me for a loop, and I'm just done with that. I just want to make this go away as fast as possible. So there's my rant about all my debt. But I am glad that I was able to do my expected budget based on my monthly budget that I did a few weeks ago. This is exactly what this should look like based on my monthly budget. And I am at a zero-based budget. So I will go get my cash and my envelopes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have my envelopes and my cash. I did get the $300 for the emergency vet bill that I'd pulled from my emergency fund. I did put it back into my emergency fund, which means that this can go away. The dog is doing great. Her eye is all better, which is really good news. And she's all back to normal, which I am really grateful for. So we'll set these over here for a minute, and we will start by counting out the cash. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 2,000. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2,400. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 2,500. Okay, so start with water, which gets $35. 20, 35. My propane gets $10. That's kind of like a sinking fund. My internet gets 65. My insurance gets 200. My cell phone gets 50. My American Express personal loan gets 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My truck gets 300. My regular snowball gets 1,100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,100. So nice to put the full 1,100 in it. Groceries gets 150. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 45, 50, 150. Gas for the car gets 75, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. And the dog gets the last 15. There's a little bit in there from last time for when she gets dog food next. And then the other envelopes, I have a miscellaneous. My extra snowball doesn't get anything. And I just keep a cash envelope in here because it's how I've made my budget work a little bit in the past. So I keep it there, but cash currently has nothing in it. So that is my budget for this time. I ran out of cash when I ran out of envelopes. Worked out perfectly, so I'm at a zero-based budget, which is a really good feeling. And just a reminder, there is a giveaway still going on. It'll go on for the next couple of months. You need to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make a comment to be entered. And at the end of each month, as long as my YouTube check is $100, which it has been every month so far now, just barely, but I'm hitting that $100 threshold so that I do get a check. I will be sending it out as an Amazon gift card, just because who doesn't love Amazon? And Amazon is universal. So that as long as you can receive Amazon, you're welcome to enter the giveaway, and it's my way of just saying thank you. I am so grateful to not only to this amazing community, but specifically to all of you that watch this video and make such supportive comments and have really helped me stay on track so that I do keep this moving forward and I do keep making progress toward my debt-free journey. And I am so very grateful. And so take a minute and subscribe, like, and comment, and you'll be entered into the drawing, and I will catch you next time.